Welcome everyone to a Substack Live. I am Scott Perry, founder of Creative on Purpose, publisher of the Purpose-Driven Prosperity Model. I am here with my friend and client and circle member, Brie-Anna Willie. Brie is going to introduce herself a little bit, but just to set the table for the conversation, Brie and our fellow circle member and friend, Jake Anderson, hosted a really amazing call, just a Q&A session about this thing called a forever offer. We're going to talk a little bit more about what a forever offer is, what it isn't, why it's better than a lot of other approaches for the right kind of purpose-driven solopreneur, difference maker, change agent, cause generator, spreader. And then I'll also be asking Brie about her experience, because she's, in addition to being a great promoter of Forever Offer, she's doing a great job creating her own. So Brie, tell everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do, and where can people go to learn more about you, what you're up to, and your community.
Sure. Thanks for having me. And let's see, I always get a little nervous with these. Where do I start? So Dr. Brie-Anna Willey, I'm a therapist. I'm a business coach. And actually, I think I refer to myself more now as a business nerd. So I'm a business nerd, and I help people find a way through building their businesses that works with who they are and finding themselves a little more. And you actually helped me significantly with that. I feel like I've been finding myself, and in finding myself, I'm finding my brand more. And I think people are seeing that because they're commenting now. I'm getting DMs from people like, I like how this is going. I like where you're heading. And I'm like, thank you. And, I know you're a big part of that. Let's see, what else did you ask? Oh, yeah, where do people find me? Businessfornerds.com is the main thing, and Substack, which is of the same name.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, I appreciate all the kind words. I will say that the kind of assistance, guidance, coaching, whatever you want to call it, that I offer really only works when clients do the work. And we've been working together for, I think, at least a year now. And you have really leaned in, embraced not just the receptivity and restraint and responsibility that's required to build a successful brand and a thriving business, but have really leaned in with a lot of joy, creativity, and had some fun along the way. So as much as I'd like to take a lot of credit for what's happening for you and your brand right now, I think I can't really take much of any, other than to just say it's been such a privilege and a pleasure to witness, offer guidance when I can, and cheer you on. So we had this great call, probably one of the best calls that I've been a part of in a long time. And I host a lot of calls. I am also a guest on a lot of calls. And the chat that we had on your platform with your community on Discord, with Jake Anderson co-hosting, was really fabulous. And I just wanted to, and it seems as though the idea of a forever offer really resonated with the folks that were in the room that day, but it sounds like you're getting quite a bit of interest in the replay and the resources that we offered afterwards. So I wonder, before we dive into what is a forever offer, why would I want to explore this as opposed to other options, and how does it work? For those that are tuning in that would like to maybe take a look at the longer conversation that we had a week or so ago, how can they go about accessing that?
Yes. So it's available for 2 more days on my Substack. Yeah, my link, you can find it on businessfornerds.com. I think it's Dr. Brie-Anna Willey at substack.com or something. I'm not sure exactly, but to access that, that's for free and paid subscribers, but it's going to self-destruct for free subscribers in 2 days. So try to catch it soon.
Exactly. So it was a really worthwhile discussion. If you're not already subscribed to Business for Nerds or following Dr. Brie-Anna Willey, you should do that here on Substack. And if you do that, you'll find the links to the replay. So I'm going to start by just setting the table about like what is a forever offer and more importantly, what a forever offer is not. And then I'd love to hear your direct personal experience about leveraging this process, which I have found very powerful in the building a flourishing, fulfilling business of my own, but also with you and many, at least at this point, dozens, if not hundreds of other clients. So a forever offer is basically an antidote to all of the online guru and digital marketer tools, tactics, and strategies for offer ideation, creation, validation, and promotion. It's built on the premise that if you are a purpose-driven difference maker with an idea, product, service, or cause that can actually make a difference in the world and make help people accomplish what they want to accomplish or solve the challenges or problems that they want to solve. The only way you can ever really do that in a sustainable way is to become the very best in the world at doing what you do in the way only you can do it, and making sure that you are putting yourself in front of more of the right people more often and sharing your process, framework, course, book, ideas, concepts, whatever, with people that would actually benefit from colliding with them, whose lives would be enhanced by colliding with you and the great work that you do. You cannot become the very best in the world at doing what you do and the way only you can do it if you spend 80 to 90% of your time trying to master digital marketing hacks, tricks, tools, tactics, strategies. If you're constantly going from online guru to online guru's program, course, mastermind, whatever. So
Mhm.
a forever offer, the best way that I know to describe it is completely distinct from anything you've ever tried before. It is not anything like a power offer. It is not anything like a no-brainer offer. It's in some ways not even really an offer. It is a way of being in the world, in the marketplace, a way of showing up and earning goodwill, permission, trust, interest from people that would actually benefit from whatever product, service, idea, or cause you're trying to promote, and actually getting better at doing the work by actually doing the work with people who would benefit from it. So rather than the power offer or the no-brainer offer or taking what you do and trying to run it, trying to funnel hack your way to into an audience, or get people climbing some sort of contrived value ladder, or being in just a constant launch mode month after month or quarter after quarter, uh, rather than do any of the things that we most often hear digital marketers and online gurus talking about. There's no hustle and grind. There's no content schedules and plans, and there's no need to grind out content at all. You can create a forever offer kind of approach without any social media, without a podcast, without a YouTube channel, without any of the things that you're usually told you have to do, because a forever offer is simply a way of, and it's built upon one assumption, and that is that you're actually good at doing what you do, that your product actually gets the results that it promises customers that it's going to get. If that is you, if you are actually have some skill, some track record, some validation, and some social proof that what you do actually does work for the kind of people that you seek to serve, what you are achieving through a forever offer is preeminence. You're actually becoming the best in the world at doing what you do in the way only you can do it, because all you're ever doing in terms of your marketing and sales activities is doing the work, is doing that work out loud and in public, doing your thing out loud and let them watch. It's also helping you establish your positioning, because that your unique value proposition, your positioning in the marketplace is entirely based on you. It is who you are, what you're good at, where you belong. What are your core values? What are your guiding principles? What are your non-negotiables? What is your level of clarity about who you do serve and who you don't serve? How you serve them, how you don't. What you do, what you don't do, why you do it, and why you don't do it. And then it is a forever offer is a way of establishing a perennial offer. It's an offer that always exists, because it can be individualized case by case, customer by customer, client by client, follower by follower, based on their unique situation, their unique experience, understanding, idiosyncratic talents or problems or what have you. So it's founded on the idea that the best way to get people to become aware of, pay attention to, understand, and trust you enough to give you permission to engage in a conversation with them, you actually have to show up and do your thing. That means not withholding your precious IP, your bespoke signature framework, and your secret sauce and your secret formula, any of those things. That's all bullshit. Nobody buys your thing because you say it's brand new, one of a kind, and proven and effective. People don't buy based on innovation. Nobody buys something because it's unknown and they hope that it will work. People buy based on information, based on their experience and understanding of what you do. And the only way for you to turn your innovative approach to solving someone's problem or achieving their aspiration into an informative solution is to share your process, share your framework, share your roadmap, blueprint, whatever the hell you call it. That's the first thing. The second thing is the even more important and perhaps most important part, is that you have to be willing to stop being a solution in search of a problem. I understand that you created this product or service because you were trying to solve a problem for yourself or achieve an aspiration for yourself. It worked for you, it worked in the past, and therefore you assume it's going to work for other people. There's no really good reason to assume any of that. Hurrah, huzzah, it worked for you and it worked in the past, but everyone else in the world is not you, and it's no longer the past. So in order for you to actually validate and connect with people with whom you assert that your process or product will work for, you have to actually engage in truly empathetic, interested conversations with them. You have to understand their perspective, their desires, their needs, their wants, their goals, their aspirations, their challenges, their problems. You have to truly understand where they are coming from. Stop being a solution in search of a problem and start engaging in conversations with real people who share your values and need your talents to enhance their lives and collapse time to target to what they want. It's not about you. It's about them. The empathy piece is the most important piece of a forever offer. And then the third piece is, through these conversations, you're going to actually start delivering value, earning goodwill, earning permission and trust, and earn the right to send people anticipated, personal, and relevant communications about how they can take a bolder step into possibility with you. And that means engaging in conversations where you are helping audit their situation, where they are, where they actually want to be, which may not be where they say they want to be. That's part of the process, is you have to help people see where they are actually trying to get to, where they actually are, what they already possess, what they already have in terms of assets and resources. because most people can collapse time to target not by learning some brand new program, process, framework, or approach. They'll actually make progress by stop doing all the things that are not helping them make progress and double down and raise the floor on the 2 or 3 things that need to be done to actually collapse time to target. So that audit process is also, you would never call it this in real life, but you're basically diagnosing what their actual situation is and where they're actually trying to go, and how you can actually help them get there with your process, your service, your product, what have you. And then after you help someone else see where they truly are, what they already have, where they truly want to go, and the 2 or 3 things that need to go right to get there, you're going to hand them a roadmap. And you're going to say, here, this is how you do it. Now that you have clarity of destination and clarity of direction and clarity of path, and I've hopefully given you some confidence by helping you take a few steps into possibility that you can actually do this, I wish you well. Just remember that maps are true in the moment that they were created. That's why we have Google Maps instead of MapQuest. MapQuest was great. It was just like the old road atlases that we used to carry underneath our driver's seat. But if the road goes out, if the weather turns, if there's a traffic jam, if there's construction and rerouting, a map can't tell you that. So what you want to let folks know is, here's how you're going to get there. And I can't know, and we can't know about the opportunities and obstacles that will come due to time and randomness doing their thing. If you want my help, let me know. And so you give them the MapQuest map, and you let them know that you're available to be their guide, their Google map, and collapsing time to target with greater ease and velocity. And then it's just about leveraging Allegiance Capital, leveraging and inviting people into strategic partnerships with you. You can do it through low ticket offers, mid ticket offers, high ticket offers, what have you. But that's the way that the process works. Again, a forever offer is more of a process than it is some sort of template or script or high pressure sales call, discovery call, funnel. It's a way of showing up authentically, aligning your values with those that you seek to serve, your talents with the needs of the people that you want to help, putting yourself in places where those people are congregating and providing as much value, earning as much goodwill and trust as you can through your timeless principle-based approach, listening actively, being truly empathetic without being transactional, and continuing to cultivate preeminence in what you do, position what you do against all the competition, make yourself the one and only choice for someone who wants to work with someone like you to get the kind of results that you're able to get people to make. So that's a very long-winded summary. Can you have a long-winded summary? I just did one of what a forever offer is, but maybe more importantly, is not. So, Brie, I'd love for you can reflect on anything I've already shared, but you have been doing a remarkable job with this process in your business. I'd love to hear your experience.
Thank you. And thanks for that wonderful recap. A riff and rant, new emoji in Discord. Join Discord if you want to find out more. Actually, I do remember that link. It's discord.businessfornerds.com. Anyway, yes. So actually, that's part of my process is Discord. I feel like the conversations I'm having are mostly happening there because it works for me and my brain, because we can organize different conversations. Like we're having one about forever offers right now. But it's not just like this endless feed in like Facebook and the Facebook group that it's like, oh, we just talked about something else and then it's something else and we're all distracted. It's like we could go to that section. So that's part of, I guess, who I am and what's working for me and how I'm presenting and connecting with people. Um, let's see. Oh, and I wanted to talk about the map piece you were just talking about. Um, that's why I've noticed my marketing map changes like every week. So I started giving out this resource of a marketing map and helping people build those. But I was noticing I keep updating this. It's not, this PDF is not working. So I now dropped it in Canva. I think I sent that to you, that it's like this morphing thing. So as I update it, it's updated in real time. And that's how our businesses are. They update in real time. They're not, we could try to figure out a map, but it's going to change, like you said, like the Google map. Yes. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, for sure. Well, what you're sharing points to something really important, that the forever offer is just one of 3 or 4 core components of how you design a business ecosystem that builds a business that funds your ideal lifestyle, but also fits around it, right? So, in my experience, because purpose-driven solopreneurs, they have their process, and that has come through hard-won experience and effort. But then they're doing all of these, separate marketing and sales activities, and they're all kind of disconnected, and they're leveraging oftentimes systems that are outdated. Like nobody that I know is succeeding with LinkedIn direct message marketing right now.
Right.
I don't see even people that are using, um, Facebook ads or strategies succeeding anywhere near the way they were earlier. Google ads don't work as well as they used to. So, one of the things about going the route of, I have a business and I'm going to learn how to be a marketer, is the marketing. By the time you've heard about the next great marketing hack or trick, it's already starting to not work.
Yeah.
I say this as someone, like, I actually did get on the LinkedIn direct messaging marketing train early, did have some success, but within a year, it was not working. So, what do you have to do? Well, that now is like, oh, well, I guess I have to do a YouTube strategy, or I have to do an Instagram. Like, that's just a hamster wheel that most of us didn't sign up for. Like, nobody that I know that's a purpose-driven, difference-making solopreneur wants to learn also how to become an expert digital marketer. So what you're sharing is, if you take the forever offer process and you marry it to our Be a Blessing marketing web, and use our Close the Gap business priority success process, you have like these 3 things that are all working together and never taking you outside of your the sweet spot, right? You're always just being you, fully aligned and integrated with your values, your guiding principles, your talents, your skills, interacting with people you actually are interested, invested in helping, never having to do anything that feels scammy or slimy or tricky or hacky. And that marketing web, or map, as you call it, is an important component of that. But also what you said about, like, it's an evolving thing. Like, my ecosystem has iterated 3 times since the beginning of this year, when I first put my current, my most recent map together, because I'm finding myself having to do less and less on any other platform other than the one place where I do have the most direct, personal, and relevant anticipated conversations with people, which is on Substack. I have a great Substack readership, free and paid. I have a fantastic paid community that I encourage any of you to investigate, because it's where all the cool kids are. And by cool kids, I mean nerdy kids. And we're not only are we building flourishing, thriving businesses in less time with less effort, but we're actually having a lot of fun and feeling
Hmm.
really good about it in the process. So, that part, just to understand, like, I'm not offering the forever offer as some sort of silver bullet that's going to solve all your problems. If you can, if you can successfully adopt and employ this approach in conjunction with ethical, human to human marketing strategies, sales strategies, and a time tested, scientifically vetted priority achievement process, your business is your business success becomes inevitable, period.
Mic drop. um,
Well,
oh
go
yes.
ahead.
So I did promise I would reveal what I discovered about my own offer, which I just shared a little bit, but I've been trying to noodle on another Scottism, noodle candy. Um, like how I present my offer, and like you're saying, it's ever changing. It changes with us. But I need some sort of framework too. Like I think Nick Peterson was talking about scaffolding and that type of thing. Like it needed some scaffolding or whatnot. Um, so I'd been testing this. Well, I'll say the name of it now. I'm thinking about calling it Compassion Reset Quest. And it's been going really well and it's been working with my brain. And it's mainly done in Google Docs. Um, but I know there needs to be like a little bit of a one-on-one component for some people because some people do better with that, though I don't want to do tons of that. So I think I'm going to kind of play that by ear, but I needed some boundaries with it too. Like, 6 weeks of that for free is not going to work. So I think I'm going to limit that to like 2 weeks, and it's going to be limited to a certain amount of prompts. And to, access more and continue digging in and continue building together, then I'm going to have a paywalled piece, which still figuring out exactly how that looks, but um, you're the second person, and I guess the rest of the community is now hearing it. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, there's a couple of things that you shared that I really want to highlight because they will be valuable to other people. Um, Again, with the forever offer, there's no need for fancy funnels. There's no need for optimized, beautiful landing pages with the right colored buttons and the appropriately placed CTAs. There's no need for some sort of, automated 7 email sequence that's going to nurture, like, that's all digital marketing bullshit at this point. No, everybody can smell a funnel a mile away. Nobody is falling into your funnel. And you can, if you want to continue to make, funnels are leaky, webs are sticky, which is why I choose to go with the web, because the web meets people where they are, provides them with a ton of value. And as they become more interested in who you are and what you do and how you can help them, they organically and naturally make their way to wherever you're having that most personal, relevant, anticipated conversation with them, which for you and I is on Substack.
Mhm.
So a Google Doc and a PayPal link is all you really need. I built my entire business. I started my entire business with nothing but a Google Doc and PayPal link, and ran a successful business that way for many years. And it only started to falter when I started to get seduced into creating websites and landing pages and um, creating funnels and all the other stupidity. So that's
Mhm.
one important piece. The other important piece is with the forever offer approach, you are actually never in a position to have to sell anything. Nobody likes to be sold to. We like to buy shit. I mean, come on. Go to any, go to Target, go to Walmart, go to Home Depot, go to Barnes and Noble, go to whatever your favorite retailer is. You go in there because you like to buy stuff. And you're probably going in there without watching a bunch of ads. You haven't been tricked into coming through the door through some sort of funnel. The point is, with a forever offer, is at no point are you using the digital marketer hacks and tricks of false urgency, or false scarcity, or funnel hacking, or automations and email sequences and upsells and downsells and whatever else they've
This give me a
invented
headache.
since I stopped.
Yeah.
All you're doing is showing up and helping people solve the most immediate problem that they have so that they can actually experience and witness that what you do can actually help them at some point, because we all have different temperaments and tolerances about how ready we are, and have we suffered enough, and do I trust this person enough? Everybody's going to be different. But what you want to do is give them opportunities to decide for themselves that they want to take the next step with you. So I love your the ecosystem that you're setting up. What you've decided is that your Discord community is the place where you can have the most anticipated people. If that's where it is, that's where I work with people that do this through podcast comments and discussions. I do this with people. I do work with people that use the forever approach in their LinkedIn or Facebook DMs, their YouTube channel. Anything can work. Everything does work. And any platform that you choose does work. Decide what aligns with your personality and preferences. That's the thing. If you hate showing up on video, signing up for somebody's video marketing Facebook strategy is probably not a good idea. A YouTube channel may not be the best resource for you. If you just can't stand the idea of watching a podcast episode week after week and having conversations with strangers about things that you don't necessarily aren't interested in, you shouldn't be hosting a podcast. So you've highlighted the two most important things. Only do what's necessary to get the conversations going in the place where they happen most naturally, organically, authentically. Now, in terms of how so rather than high pressure force tactics, the type that you hear about when you're talking about funnels or discovery calls or sales calls, whatever you want to call it, what you want to do is, through your marketing web, you're giving people opportunities to increase their level of exposure, proximity, and access to you and what you do.
Yeah.
If you have the other channels, like let them find you on Facebook, let them find you on LinkedIn, let them find you on YouTube, let them find you on your podcast or your book or whatever it is. When they are ready for that greater proximity, deeper exposure, and increasing access to you, define where that is. For you, it's Discord. So that's fantastic. You've established the place where you're going to have clear, direct, respectful conversations with people who anticipate hearing from you, know that you're going to deliver personal and relevant insight for them. And then you want to, as soon as someone is there, you've moved that. So marketing for me is you have to earn awareness, attention, permission, and trust. You can't measure the effectiveness of most of your marketing activities. You can look at your Facebook ad metrics and all that. They don't actually tell even close to a complete or true tale of how your ads are doing.
Yep.
People shift into the sales cycle when they start to become interested in how you can help them, how your product or service helps them get what they want, collapse time to target to what they want to achieve, solve the problem that they want to solve. And once you've earned their interest, you want to give them increasing levels of access to you, help them solve the most immediate problem that reveals the greater problem that they need continued help with until they're ready to enter whatever actual offers you have for sale. So I'll give a quick example of how I do this, and then you can reflect how this might be working for you. The Substack is the center of my marketing web. It's where I have over 1,000 people. Over 5% of them are paid subscribers of a community, and I share what I create there through the blog and podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my podcast, and LinkedIn. So there's 5 kind of outposts where you can collide with me, and wherever you collide with me and my work, I want you to consume as much as you want there. When you're ready, you're going to give me permission and trust to talk to you through the Substack as a free subscriber. As a free subscriber, you have some level of proximity to me. There's some calls that you can join on a monthly basis. There's some offers that you can participate in that include free coaching by email, priority clarification, roadmap clarification. But if you want to actually get my direct help, you're going to first have to become a member of the circle, because I need to more deeply, empathetically understand where you are, where you want to be, what's in your way. I have to have more familiarity that I'm actually a viable and good choice for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I can't do that if I'm just forcing you through a funnel, or if I'm just trying to follow all my free subscribers on Substack. Once you're a paid subscriber, not only am I determining whether I might be a good fit for you, but obviously you're determining if I'm a good fit for you, right?
Right.
So I want to work with people that are purpose-driven, value-based, that are go-getters and do the work, and that can have enough intellectual security and are anti-fragile enough to hear real feedback,
Right.
and real reflections and real analysis and suggestions about what's currently in their way, what they need to do next, and what they need to stop doing. And not everybody's like that. So that layer is really important to me. And only when I've delivered the value of providing you with absolute clarity of your destination, absolute clarity of where you're starting from and what you're starting with, and absolute clarity of path of the things that need to happen to accomplish that, do you even have the option of working with me at the deepest level of access, which is called Cornerman coaching, which includes daily exchanges through Voxer, weekly calls or calls on demand one-on-one with me, and then our weekly coaching call on Wednesdays. So while it's still a web, you can see that there's also these concentric circles of connection, like exposure on the very outer rim, proximity as you come into the Substack community, my Substack community, and then access as you become a member of the circle and take advantage of all the community calls, all the coaching opportunities, the coaching GPT, the workshops and the deep dives and the Q&A and implementation sessions and so forth. So how do you see some of that working with the ecosystem that you've built, where you still have some social media activity, but you're working people into that Discord?
Yeah, that's a really good. I really love that. I think that, yes, I really don't use Facebook much anymore, but it's like you're saying, like an outpost where people can consume what I've shared, which I'm not sharing much anymore. I'm sharing particular things, but I'm mostly trying to draw people to Discord, I think. Though I think Substack is, it's a central piece of my community and where I build that trust and connection. But I think the real, the place I'm going to get to know people is Discord. And that may be where I add that barrier or whatnot. So I'm not sure, because yes, I can't work with everyone, and I need to have some kind of guidelines for both of us to see, do we want to work with each other? Because of time and fit and all that good stuff. I think also with my beta test here, there are some questions that kind of help us determine if we want to work together. So I think that's going to be part of that. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to look. I love your ecosystem, but I have to play my game. I think my game might be on Discord. I think.
Yeah. Well, and technically my game is being played on Zoom. Like all of our calls, community calls are on Zoom. So the community is actually
True.
a Zoom-based communication system. I do
True.
provide exclusive content through the Substack and so forth. Substack is the platform where I'm creating the greatest possibility of exposure, proximity, and access. And you're doing that too. And you've decided that Discord is the place for the community to be built. So that's really important. The final piece, and then Jeff, I saw your question. I'll get to it. Brie will probably need to be hopping off here shortly. I can hang out for another minute or two, but the way that I think about the way that the marketing web and the ecosystem works is that nobody even becomes a prospect to me until they join the Substack as a free subscriber. Everybody that's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or the podcast, they may be part of my audience in general. But let's just call it what it is. Like Facebook is a place where people go to get distracted. Distracted people are not my audience. LinkedIn is a place where people go to, promote themselves and talk about how great they are. Well, that's not really my people too. YouTube is a great channel because it's a search engine and it allows me to turn innovative concepts that I share into information for people that want to learn more about them. The podcast is also delivering insight and information that helps people take intentional action. But nobody is actually a viable candidate for being a prospect until they come to the Substack as a free subscriber. A lead is someone that's a paid subscriber. And the best fit leads are the people that engage in the Inbox Catalyst program, which begins with a free email coaching exchange where I help you clarify your number one priority and the biggest impediment to your success with an option to continue. And Jeff is here. He's a perfect example of this. He was a free subscriber for a long time. He became a member of the community and has been with us for months and months, is now engaged in the Inbox Catalyst program and getting the kind of clarity and insight and traction, of destination and path that he needs. And we'll have to see what transpires from there. But, when someone becomes an Inbox Catalyst client, and is doing a very low cost, high impact coaching by email exchange after the free Catalyst exchange, they're a good fit lead. And then they have the opportunity to get invited, and if they choose, invest in the Cornerman coaching, which is a monthly coaching program. Again, very high touch, very high value, daily access through Voxer, weekly one-on-one calls or on-demand coaching calls with me, and then group coaching calls with all of the clients on Wednesdays, and those deep, big Q&A and implementation sessions after the deep dive workshops that are often available to all subscribers. So it sounds to me, Brie, like that's the piece that you're kind of exploring is, okay, I figured out where my leads are. They're in this Discord community. Now, how do I move someone from being an interested lead into an invested client? And that can go through a low ticket offer. It can go directly to once you're a member of the community, and I've decided that you are exactly the kind of person I want to help. And you've decided that I'm the kind of guy that can get you there. Again, forever offer. We'll figure it out, whatever is going to work for you to help you get to where you want with the greatest ease of velocity in least amount of time, least amount of effort, least amount of risk, and the lowest cost possible. I'm not interested in just getting people into a subscription and trying to prevent them from exiting. I want to help you get where you want to be. And this is, this is another philosophical piece of the forever offer that people often don't get until they experience it. Like when I coach myself out of a job, which is always my primary job, when I help you achieve what you came to me to accomplish in the least amount of time, the least amount of effort, the greatest level of success with the least amount of risk, you're going to talk about it. People are going to notice that you show up in the world differently. Like, I'm not worried that other people are going to come up behind you to work with me, because people are going to notice that you show up differently, that you are succeeding at a level that you weren't before. They're going to ask you, or you're just going to simply, and you're a great example of this, but you're just going to talk about me and our community and the processes with other people because you've experienced them and benefited from them. And because you are purpose-driven, kind, and generous, compassionate, you want other people to succeed too. So
Definitely.
the forever offer is not for everybody, for sure. If you prefer digital marketing hacks, tricks, scams, slimy funnels, tricky funnels, and funnel hacking, and you love grinding it out month after month, doing a launch, and you just love a value ladder and love a shiny sales page and a tricky, back them into a corner discovery call process, by all means, play your game. I'm not judging. I'm just saying if you are a purpose-driven person that wants to make a better living while you're making a bigger difference, doing the actual work that you started your business to do with people you actually care about and make the actual difference with them that you can make, the forever offer approach is something worth considering. I know you have to go, Bree, so I'm going to let you wrap up, and then I'm going to get to Jeff's question and any others that come in as we're wrapping up. But I really appreciate your time and sharing your direct personal experience with all of this.
Thank you so much. I feel like I have more insights and more direction now, even. I'm excited to possibly launch this soon, so we'll see. Thank you. So I think I'm going to hop off. Take care.
Fantastic, Brie. Thanks for your time.
Okay, bye.
Real quick, I'm just going to hang out here. If any of you that are still, it looks like we have Taupe and Krister, and I don't know who mixed up, if that's your real name. Chris said hello back. Alice, Jasmine, Bree, well, of course, Jeff, Colleen, Chris again, Jake. Any of you have questions, go ahead and ask them now. Jeff asks, Scott, what do you think about Seth Workmeiser's idea that we should have a website besides Substack? Is that a landing page or not? I would say that a website is a landing page. I would say that whether or not you should have a landing page depends on whether or not you want a landing page. Or a website rather. I do have a website. It is not the center of my ecosystem. I'm not driving traffic to my website so that I can get them to opt in for some sort of lead magnet, put them into a email sequence, and then pummel them with marketing emails all day long. My website is one of the nodes on my marketing web that gets people to go from my site to my Substack, because that's where I'm going to be able to provide them with helpful information that inspires intentional action, that helps them see, hear, and understand that the things that I'm sharing, the principles, the practices, the processes all work and will work for them. The fundamental idea, and so Jake Anderson is my favorite web designer on the planet, and he was on the call here. A website can be an important piece. It doesn't have to be the centerpiece, and it is not absolutely necessary. I work with plenty of people that have thriving brick and mortar businesses and or online businesses that don't have a website, don't have any social media accounts. The fundamental thing about being a purpose-driven difference maker, whether that's through a product, a service, an idea, or a cause, is that you are building connections with people that would actually benefit from colliding with you and the difference you can help them make. And so while the website can be a part of that and a vital part of that, an important part of that, I would say that the more important asset that any of us can grow is our email list. And so the reason why I use Substack for that is that, when I've made the website the focus of my lead generation system, my client acquisition system, I would average 1 or 2 new subscribers a week. On Substack, I average 1 or 2 new subscribers a day. So I have more than 10x'd my subscriber velocity through Substack. I have also found that the kind of people that subscribe to my Substack are way better qualified prospects than the people that I acquired through Facebook ads, LinkedIn, DM strategies, or even, my podcast and broadcast. So with any of this, you have to first define what you're trying to accomplish, what you already have, and who you actually are, and what you're good at, where you belong. And if a website is something that matches your personality and preferences and fits into your lead generation, client acquisition, customer acquisition plan, a website can be a fantastic tool, but it's a tool. It's a platform that is a tool that you can use to promote what you do or inform people that are interested in what you do. But it's not the only one. So, in general, I would say I would encourage people to have a website. I would also encourage you to not worry about it too much or spend too much time. The danger is that you spend all your time polishing your website, thinking that you're actually doing something, and when your time would be much better spent actually having conversations with people who would benefit from colliding with you and the difference that you make. I saw Alice. I think Alice says, "This makes me think that my leads are actually meeting people at the football field or training ground." Well, Alice, I can't agree more. Like, nothing is more powerful than in real life, in person connection, communication, co-creation, collaboration with people out in the world. So, I think in many ways, in-person brick and mortar type of businesses are in many ways have an advantage, are much easier when it comes to marketing and sales strategies and the forever offer approach in general. So yes, having a system for how you engage in those conversations and how you move those conversations along is really powerful. All right, so Alice and Jake said, great call. Really appreciate you all being here. It doesn't look like there's any other questions that have come in. If you are interested in learning more about the Forever Offer or any of the other things that we've talked about, like Be a Blessing Marketing, which is an alternative to the usual digital marketing hacks and tricks, the Close the Gap process for defining and achieving your most immediate business priorities and overcoming your most immediate business obstacles, or the decision triangle process for making decisions better every day, consistently. You make decisions better over time. Better decisions that are made better compound faster than decisions that are not made better. That's all available at the Purpose-Driven Prosperity Model Substack. You can also go to creativeonpurpose.com if you want to check that out. And I hope that this has been helpful, informative, useful to you. If you have any questions, you can share them with me through a DM on Substack, or even better, drop them in a reply to one of the recent posts. And if you're interested in joining a conversation, we had several Circle members on this call. I'm always interested in getting on Substack Live with members of the Circle community that's associated with the Purpose-Driven Prosperity Model, and having conversations to help you not just promote you and the difference you make, but talk about the ways that we're doing that so that other people can be inspired, learn, and take intentional action with them. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for your time.